Jen here with a layout for the Wild Whisper design team. This layout is in my Traveler's Notebook. I'm trying to catch up on 2018 when I did all Traveler's Notebooks instead of Project Life. And so I thought a fun thing that I could do is pull it out, and I'm going to combine it with a lot of my Wild Whisper stuff just because there's so many perfect collections and stamps and things like that that I know work really, really well in a traveler's notebook. And I am going to be doing some scrap lifts. So May is coming up. I'm in that whole kind of may I scrap lift you mentality. The whole month of May is one big month-long scrap lift celebration, shall we say. But I'm kind of getting myself started a little bit early, and what I think I'm going to do is combine my Wild Whisper design team stuff with the Traveler's Notebooks with scrap lifting these shout outs that I've been doing. So the 10th of every month, I am going to be posting across all of my socials. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. I'm going to be posting some shout outs of different channels, different IG accounts, just different crafty, arty people that I think might need a little boost, might need a little help, a little shout out. Not all of them are going to be super tiny channels, but I will focus on that quite a bit, or people who maybe are working on a specific goal, or if there's someone who's just needs that, extra little boost no matter what it's for. So some larger channels, some smaller channels, a whole mix of people, and not just scrapbooking. There are some other channels that I definitely want to shout out, but mostly I think it's going to be scrapbooking people, planner people, Project Life people in our community. And so watch for that on the 10th of every month. I think it's really important to support as many people in the community as I can. I know I talk about my struggles with trying to grow my channel with you guys. I talk about it all the time. I still haven't made 2,000 subscribers. I'm less than 100 away, if you can believe it. But I'm not the only one that's struggling. For whatever reason, there is just something going on, whether it's with the algorithm or with the community in general. I don't know, but there are a lot of people struggling to make their goals and to grow. And so I really want to be able to do my part and help out where I can. And so watch for that on the 10th of every month. And then what I thought might be fun is just over the course of the month, I don't really have any set times. I'm going to go ahead and scrap lift the people that I shout out. So just an extra little bonus, an extra little boost. It's also really fun for me because I have to admit that I'm definitely one of those people who I follow and follow and follow so many people I love to support in that way. But that does mean sometimes I miss content from them. And so by going back and scrap lifting them, it means that I get to take the opportunity to really look at their work and appreciate their work. And that's just, my little way of getting to get to know everybody that I'm shouting out and make sure that I'm living that aspect of the community, which is to enjoy everybody's art. So this first scrap lift is from Kim Ferguson. I will leave all of her links down below so you guys can go and find her. Please do. And just give her a like, give her a follow, whatever you want to do. But it means a lot to me if you guys take the time to go and check these people out. I know it means a lot to them as well. So thank you ahead of time. I appreciate you guys so much. I have such amazing subscribers, and you guys are just so lovely and supportive. So here are some more names for you that you will encounter along the way. So Kim is the first one. I showed you her layout at the beginning, and I obviously am shrinking it and kind of condensing it because I'm putting it into this traveler's notebook. This is a picture of my nephew. It was his birthday, and he's a video gamer, and so I thought it would be really fun to pull out the Child at Heart collection and the amazing Child at Heart stamp set. That is just instantly what I thought of. Kim kind of has some stenciling or stamping in the corners of her layout. And then she also had a bit of a kind of grid of multiple photos in the center of her layout. So that's sort of what I was looking for when I was looking through her layouts. I knew that this particular picture that I'm scrapping is actually 4 pictures in a little bit of a collage, and so I was looking for something that would work with either multi photos or even using it all as one photo, but something that kind of represented that. And so Kim had the perfect layout there, and then I also got to use the stamp set, and I didn't want it to be too perfect, so you saw me just kind of stamping and then doing the second stamp. So there's a little bit of shadowing. It's a little grungy. I think it suits my nephew really, really well. And then she had a few layers behind the photos, and I kind of diverged a little bit there because, again, the smaller size, I wanted to make sure that you could really see those layers and that they all weren't concentrated right on the spine of my traveler's notebooks. So I went ahead and took my layer and kind of split it so that some of it's on the left hand side, some of it's on the right hand side. And then I'm going to add my little embellishment clusters kind of in those same general areas as well. So I pulled out all of the game controllers. There are the 2 kind of Nintendo looking ones, and then the other one's up in the top, more like an Xbox, I guess. So those are what I'm going to use in the top and bottom corner. And then I also found some arrows, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of put those in there too. And it just gives a little bit of directionality and movement, which sometimes can be hard with your traveler's notebooks because you're really trying to squish a lot into a small space. So I'll go ahead and create my little clusters. I don't know where I disappeared to there for a second. I'm probably chatting with Landon, I think. So yeah, I'll go ahead and create the little clusters. There just happened to be 2 of each controller left over, so that worked out really good. My clusters kind of balance each other out, which I always love. I also stamped some hearts, and I did that with some Distress Oxides kind of in the tealy blue that you see in the collection, and then also some purple, which is in the collection a little bit, but I kind of just like the way that the purple plays off of the blue. And then I will bring in a little bit of navy blue too. I didn't right away, but then as I put down that navy blue controller that you see where I'm kind of touching right now, I thought it could use a little bit of that dark color. And so I'm going to bring in a little bit of navy blue and just stamp a couple more stars. And I love that every Wild Whisper stamp set usually has something that's very specific to the theme that they've created, and then some elements that can kind of carry over from collection to collection and are just really good kind of strong stamps that you can use for anything. So the stars are that in this particular collection. I think you can just use them anywhere. They're a great size and they stamp really nice. And so yeah, I just wanted to share that I love that about the stamp sets. I also am going to add a quick title here with one of the die cuts that was in the pack. I'm just going to cut it apart because it was almost exactly the same width as the page. And when I was folding it, it was getting stuck in the spine. And so I wanted to make sure that it wasn't kind of creating too much of weird bulk in the spine. And it just says treasure the memories, which I thought worked really good because it's really cool that my family, my nieces, my nephews, all of my kids, we always do a big birthday thing. We love birthdays here, and We try to get together for every birthday. I try to have the kids over for at least a cake, sometimes dinner, but whatever we can do for every birthday. And I usually make all of their cakes, which has always been something really cool and special for me. I really, really enjoy doing that. I love that they ask for my cakes, which I think is so sweet. So it is kind of treasuring the memories. I think more about my memories than maybe their memories. They're getting older. My nephew just will be turning 17. I can't believe it, in a couple of weeks. My daughter just turned 18. The kids are all getting older, and I don't know how much more we'll be getting together to do this. I hope forever and ever, but who's to say, right? If everybody moves away and is all starting families of their own, who knows? So it's definitely a memory that I want to treasure. You just saw two of my kids pop in there. I don't know what it is about when I get stamps out, but they always want a little stamp, especially Landon. So he got a couple little stamps, and then Sebastian also wanted some stamps. So that's what that was. And then to bring in just a little bit more of that navy blue, I thought I'd go ahead and do some splatters. And so I just squished the lid together on the ink pad and picked up a little bit of it. I didn't want a ton of color, and I didn't want it to be too saturated and too wet. So just some very faint little splatters gives it, again, a kind of fun little look and adds some interest, but without getting the page too wet. So it dries really quickly and doesn't fully sink through to the other sides. And so I'll just finish this off with my sketchy lined border that I love to do. And that is it. That is my layout for this week. It will be up on the blog. Remember to use my discount code DTGen to save 10% off your next Wild Whisper purchase. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.
Bye. Thanks to me. To Button. To my channel.